Welcome to Bondage Church. I'm Mark Bind. Now, last week, after I did my sermon, which was on Don't Judge Other People, someone wrote in and said that you're doing Bondage Church, yet you're only locked in a cell. You should be in more bondage. So, there you go. More bondage. I'm shackled. And I have a neck collar on. So, we're actually going to talk about this. I'm here because I want to be here. I'm willing and want to be in physical bondage. But I don't want to be in mental bondage. Because this physical bondage actually clears my mind. Makes me think more clearly. There's a lot of different churches out there, and they teach humility. Yet I look at these mega churches. Look at these mega churches where there's these ministers, televangelists, and they're raking in millions of dollars a year. And they're pretending to be humble. Yet they have private jets and $50 million houses. And they prey on the gullible. They prey on the gullible to tell them to pray. Those people are thieves that do that. There's no humility. There's no humility in only owning a $50 million house or whatever it might be. There's no humility in having private jets and being worth hundreds of millions of dollars or tens of millions of dollars or whatever some of these are worth. They're in it for the money. That's wrong. That's not what religion is. That is a kind of bondage that's not good at all. I'm talking about true bondage is physical. Those churches, which will put you into a financial bondage for one, if you're donating too much money to them, but they also put you in bondage to their ideals and their ideas. They're false. They're false prophets. So, let's talk a little bit about humility. If I'm going to be the person who's leading the bondage church, then I need to be humble. I shouldn't be allowed, if the bondage church started bringing in a bunch of money for some reason, I shouldn't be the recipient of any of that. The only thing that should be in it for me is continued simplicity and really continued bondage. What do I get out of it? Nothing financial. What I get out of it is more restrictive bondage. And I want that. I want to be your servant and slave. So, let's talk about this. That's the collar of a slave. It's locked. It's leashed. It's like a leash. It's connected to my neck right here. I can't get it off. And I'm okay with that. But when you have a collar on, it makes me feel like I'm the lowest of the low. It makes me feel like a slave. And the chain connecting there makes me feel more like an animal. Like I'm just on a leash. How humiliating can that be? To be treated like an animal. Humility is an important part of life for us. Sometimes we get to where we get too big in our heads. We think we're just these grandiose, wonderful people. Are we? We're just a speck of dust in the universe, although each of us are unique. But we're all slaves to something. I'm literally a slave here to you. I'm here to serve you as your slave. One of the Bondage church people said you need to wear shackles, so I'm wearing shackles. This is the way my life is, and this is what I've chosen, and don't judge me for it. Because when I'm like this, what can I do? Well, I'm in a cage. I'm sitting here in a cage. There's not a lot to do but think. I can sleep, but I'll get tired of sleeping after a while. So I can think. What do I think of? I get all kinds of ideas. And I think about humanity. Ideas come to me. I'm able to meditate. This is a place I can meditate. It's quiet, it's peaceful. I come up with thoughts that maybe they will help you and help other people. Bondage Church is about helping humanity. Now, yes, there's a fetish side to it because a lot of people, frankly, are turned on by this, okay? But there's other levels to BDSM. There can be a much deeper meaning than just something sexual. There's a lot of layers. I've been basically doing bondage things since my very earliest memory. Somehow it's built right into me. So it makes me wonder, was I born to be a slave? Is this my calling in life? Is this what I'm supposed to be? Is this where I belong? Because I feel like I belong this way. I feel like I'm at home when I've got chains on and when I'm not free. Yet I feel very free in my mind because I'm clear in my mind. There's a lot of things I can't do when I'm like this, obviously. All I can do is sit here. But I can use my mind. And being able to use my mind is such an important thing because we get so busy in our lives with other things that we don't stop to think and think about things and dream about things and come up with ideas. And several years ago, when I was trying to find myself, I contacted someone. His name was Master Jack. That wasn't his real name, and he's passed away since then. And I was locked in a cell for 1 week with nothing to do but just sit there for a week. That week changed my life, made me know what I wanted to do. And I changed my life. I quit the church that I was in. I happened to be married to a woman. I got divorced because it wasn't working. It was something, and this was something better for her, better for me. And I started my life all over. And it's so much better now than it was. Now, we're at the early stages of Bondage Church. I can't be in the cell all the time. I'm not. I'm doing a lot of other things. I have to run another website. I have a jail in Iowa that I operate for people that want to see what it would be like to go to jail. And actually, when I do that, I'm hoping to give them the same experience that I had. I'm hoping to give them that experience that I had for that week that's life-changing. We also have play. We do lots of play, cops and robbers. But the idea of the idea of them clearing their mind, thinking about what they need to do in life, that's the most important. That's the reason why I really did it. As time goes on with the church, how do I envision this? I'm not sure where it's going. All I know is that if it does go forward and gets bigger and grows, my freedom needs to go down because I need to stay humble. This is humiliating. It makes me feel humble. Makes me realize I'm nothing special. I'm a slave. I'm your slave. Here to serve you. And I'm not going to go making a whole bunch of money, buying a big fancy house or a big boat or a big car. None of that stuff. Because he, whoever is the greatest, should be the least. But people don't seem to want to live that. And that particular thing, even though it came from religions that I don't agree with, there is some truth to that. Because when a lot of people get fame or power or money, they let it go to their head. And then they just become assholes. That's the word. They get self-centered. They only think of themselves. They don't think of other people. Now, some people are fine and they don't. But most people, when they get power or fame, it goes to their head. I don't want that to happen to me. So here I am. A slave. Showing the whole world that this is me. I'm nothing special. I'm sitting in shackles, just as a prisoner. Now, how can you change your life and serve other people? Because life is about relationships. And if you don't have good relationships with people, it's not going to be a very fun life. And you only have one life to live. The best way to get good relationships is be a good person. And to help other people. Take care of other people. Take care of humanity. Take care of the world. Take care of other life, the other animals. We're all in this together. Every living thing on this planet, we're all in this together. So can't we do something to make it better? Can't you do something to make it better? Humility. Let's not just think of ourselves. Have a good day. Be good.